Just let it be known here that this man is rocking a Pokemon shirt. Rock the Mon, you glorious bastard. Rock the Mon. Right, let's go. We are here at the group stages now, so let's go through our additional rules that we have. Predictions are now based on aggression, so we're looking for fastest objectives over each series of games that we're looking to predict, well, our final four at least. And now players no longer predict for multiple outcomes though, because we're using our custom-made spreadsheet rather than other things, rather than them all going to a Discord. So let's go for our week 1 predictions for part 1, the first group games. We start with Darius, and we look for our game of the week, which is G2 versus BDS. He gave a BDS win. Martin went with G2, pretty much picking up every fastest objective apart from Baron and First Blood. We then get Pinky, who coin flipped a lot of BDS objectives, but G2 getting the win. And Perky used its calculations to give G2 everything but Dragon and First Blood. So we've got a lot of games to go through here. It's the week 1 rundown for the group stages. Right, let's start with Group A. Match 1, Vitality versus Heretics. And First Blood got picked up by Vitality just about. They also got themselves a nice first dragon. Relatively quickly, but not fully quickly. Herald, though, was picked up by Heretics. Fastest tower of the series was picked up at the bot lane, just shy of 12 minutes by Vitality. Baron was picked up by Vitality after getting Ocean Soul, and Heretics were having trouble this game. They got stomped. Win 1 goes to Vitality. But it's a best of 3. Stranger things have happened. Like game 2, fastest First Blood of the series went to Heretics. And 3 kills up got themselves a dragon as well. We talked about stomps, with fastest Herald going to Heretics after being 4 kills up. Vitality were feeling what it means to be stomped. Didn't stop him getting the bottom tower first though. But quite a few kills later, it did stop him from getting the first Baron, and they saw it. And Heretics got themselves the fastest win of the series after getting an Infernal Soul. 1-1. Who's going to come out of this? Well, First Blood went to Vitality, just a minute shy of the fastest from the previous game. Fastest Dragon will forever be Heretics in this series. They also got themselves the Herald, and this game was a lot closer than the 2 that preceded it. Then Vitality ended up with the fastest Baron in the series, and pretty much the fastest Baron I've ever seen, and they proceeded to get themselves a win. Group A, Match 2, it was Koi versus SK. First Blood, fastest of the series, went in the mid lane, and it went Koi's way. Fastest Herald of the series happened with Koi as well. It wasn't the fastest Dragon that went to SK as a response. Fastest Tower, though, did go Koi's way, while there was some wibbity-woobing through the jungle. Fastest Baron of the series went Koi's way as well in this game, as did the fastest win. So Koi on the board, 1-0. Could SK come back? Not really. First Blood went Koi's way down the bottom lane. Fastest Dragon went Koi's way, 625. And then this Herald. Marang popped in, said, "I'll have your Herald." SK were like, "No, we must not let them get the eye." Sagenda came in and said, "My eye." So it went their way eventually. Tower, top lane, blown up. SK did steal a Baron in return, but at a very heavy cost. That cost was Koi turning around and winning it. The game, that is. We moved to Group B, where Astralis were taking on Mad Lions. First Blood ended up Mad's way. Given to Nami. Fastest Dragon of the series went Astralis' way. 113. Getting it at 613. They also picked up the fastest Herald of the series, and also got themselves the first tower. Not fastest, but just put it in there. Then Mad decided they wanted to do some killing, the Baron being one of those things that they killed. And a couple of minutes later, got themselves the first win of the series. So Mad Lions 1 up. Can Astralis come back? Well, Mad Lions were not going to let them try. Bot lane tower dive got them First Blood. First Dragon was Astralis' again. They like to do that thing. They also like to pick up the other neutral objective in the form of the Herald as well. Neutrals are theirs. Mad Lions did get themselves the bottom tower though. Astralis decided they wanted blood and vengeance, and while 21 kills to 10 they got themselves a Baron, and they got themselves the fastest game of the series by 20 seconds. So it's 1-1. So who's left to try and win this? Well, fastest First Blood of the series did go Mad Lions' way, and Mad Lions decided they wanted everything this time. They got themselves the Dragon. Didn't get themselves a Herald though. Well, not the first anyway. They later went and got themselves a top tower. And did let Astralis get the fastest Baron. So much going on. But again, it cost them the game. We move to Group B's match 2. The G2 versus BDS. The match of the week. That still gets me now, but BDS have shown that they can do it, and they got themselves fastest First Blood of the series there. G2 got themselves fastest Herald. They also cross-mapped and got themselves first Dragon as well. BDS did get the top tower first. Late, around 17 minutes 50. But G2 got themselves just about into it, got themselves a Baron. 10 minutes later, with another Baron, and double the kills, they got a win. G2 1, BDS 0. Now, second game. BDS got themselves First Blood again. And did get themselves a lovely shiny Herald. Note that in this series, dragons were late. G2 still got it though. Yike, on a Belveth. Just like, mine, nom nom nom. BDS got themselves the first tower. Note that G2 hadn't got many kills at that point. Baron went BDS's way, as did the win. This was another one of those Vitality reverse stomps that G2 suffered, so it was one apiece. But then G2 wanted blood, and they got it. Just about. Fraction of a second. Fastest Dragon did go BDS's way. Herald did go G2's way as they stole it and picked it up. And fastest tower of the series also went G2's way. This time this didn't feel as close, because it really wasn't. G2 got there, just revenge like they do, got the fastest Baron, and the fastest win. So now, we've got winners' games to predict. There's part 2, and uh-oh! We lost Darius. He failed to predict, and therefore is now eliminated. So we changed the rules a little bit now. It's a straight 3-way fight for the rest of the split. Martin gave Vitality majority predictions, along with G2 in their winners' games. Pinky gave Koi the good old coin flips and a sweep for G2 in the mad game. And Perky, well, gave a Vitality near sweep and G2 majority objectives. So let's get straight into this now. Group A, so the winners game between Vitality and Koi. And fastest dragon went Koi's way. And then the most mental case of fastest predictions here. G2 got the fastest Herald at about 8.5 minutes. As you notice, that tower was pretty much dead. Vitality then got themselves the first blood at 9 minutes, only for a couple of seconds later for Koi to pick up the fastest first tower I've probably seen in the LEC. And then, you know, just 11 minutes later, Vitality got themselves the fastest Baron, only to not be able to hold out. And 11 minutes later, Koi pick up the win. So Koi are 1 up against Vitality and still aiming for an undefeated group stage. And, well, fastest first blood at 1 minute 50 kind of helps get you to that point. Vitality did pick themselves up a Herald again. Koi ended up with the Dragon. A late one, 10 minutes 50 odd. But again, they went for these fast, punishing bottom tower destructions. They got first tower. They also just destroyed Vitality at this point. They got themselves the Baron, and then the fastest win. That's it. That's all she wrote. Koi win. The other winners game, though, is Mad Lions versus G2. And, well, not to be outdone, G2 decided they were to pick up the fastest first blood of the split. Mad Lions, not wanting to be outdone, picked up the fastest first dragon of the series. They also wanted to pick up the fastest Herald. And the fastest first tower. There's barely any point in looking at the second game, if only for the reason that, you know, we want a full series. Oh look, fastest first Baron for G2. Not as fast as Vitality's, but still pretty damn fast. And fastest win went G2's way as well. Have I read that right? There was only one objective that we haven't picked up yet. G2 1-0. First blood went G2's way again, about 3 minutes later than their previous. But they also picked up Herald. Mad Lions were up on kills, but not much else. Well, they got themselves the first dragon. That's nice. Tower ended up Mad Lions' way as well as the Inferno blazed. Then G2 got back into it, got themselves a Baron, held out, got themselves the win. Right, here come the scores. We are suffering from an AI rebellion, and humanity in the form of Martin down at 14 points compared to Perky's 20 and Pinky's 19. There's not much hope, but there's still a couple of weeks to go yet. Humanity could still win, or they could fall. Find out next week.